This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Oh, whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
and downs
It's a lot worse than it looks.
of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Today,
Oh, yeah.
a cost-saving way of making your own trailer.
Rope snapped.
Wannabe chateau owners try to find their dream home,
Oh, babe, this is what we want, right?
but soon find problems to bug them.
Oh, Dick will have a field day with this.
A chateau couple dealing with a struggling business
If we don't break even this year, it would be a disaster.
come to see Angel for some advice.
Hello.
It's me at last.
And I helped to plan an ambitious building project.
So you haven't got enough to do, so you've decided to build a bridge?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want a bridge?
British artist Johnny and television producer Ashley are at the very beginning of their chateau adventure. Having outgrown their little townhouse in Pézenas in the south of France, they're looking for a chateau to run.
We want to open up an art gallery. Obviously, I need a big workshop.
Angel and I have already given Johnny advice on the things they should look out for when chateau shopping. Armed with that advice, they're off to a viewing near Bordeaux.
This one is huge. They don't have a lot of pictures, but it looks like a lot of the renovations have already been done, which, you know, has its pluses, but also that could be, because we really want to make it our own.
Their budget is £320,000. The place they're about to see is listed at £550,000, but maybe there's a little wiggle room on the price.
This is the original gatehouse. Look, I love it. This is going to have killer views.
Yeah.
I love the land already.
I know.
Yeah, I love it.
Hold on a second.
What?
Look at the sunflowers. Imagine sitting on those chairs looking at the sunflowers all day. Nice.
It's got 13 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a pool, and sits on 8 acres of land. Today, Johnny and Ashley are getting a personal tour from the owner.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ashley.
You.
Johnny.
Hi.
Like to follow me?
Englishman Tom bought the chateau when it was in ruins nearly 20 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible.
I was young enough and naive enough to take it on.
Tom's put a huge amount of time, effort, and money into restoring this place over the years, and it shows.
Yeah, the kitchen's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
And it's nice that it opens up onto that
Oh, no, can you imagine?
view. Yeah.
Onto the terrace.
Ah, that's great. Yeah, the views are just beautiful.
Oh, I think it's amazing.
The view is absolutely incredible.
It is, eh? Breathtaking.
Yeah.
The location's a winner, but Johnny needs to take our advice on board and start asking some tough questions.
I see this here. Is there a little story behind that one?
That's just a little bit of woodworm, yeah.
Okay.
Termites are the ones you've got to be careful for.
Yeah.
Spot on, mate. You were listening.
Just remind me again, how many boilers?
7 or 8.
Okay. Yeah. So it's well serviced then.
Yeah. The hot water never runs out.
Well, that's a huge plus point. The house has been looked after that way when it comes to heating, boilers. Very, very good. We're happy.
Well done, Johnny. You're doing me proud.
So you can see here in the attic, there's been a new roof,
Okay.
whole roof on.
Oh, awesome.
So the whole thing is brand new.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
A leaky roof on a chateau can cost anywhere upwards of £100,000. So one that's been newly refurbished like this is a real find. This place seems to be ticking an awful lot of boxes.
You can't get more French than this.
No, that's true, babe. Sunflowers, spires, steeples. It's just so quiet. So peaceful.
It's really nice.
But there's something nagging at Ashley.
Tom, we have a question for you. Are there any outbuildings?
No, because I guess what happened was there would have been originally. I'm assuming that when they put the 2 towers on, they demolished the outbuildings and used the stone.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Upcycling, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we even use the term.
Yeah.
The lack of extra space for Johnny's workshop and art gallery is a real blow.
I think it's a stunning property. I think the views are amazing, but I think the fact that it doesn't have outbuildings is just a deal breaker.
We're just going to move forward, just keep rolling until we do find that one that we really connect with. We want to find our chateau, and we will find it. 100%, we're going to find this chateau.
Now that's what I call positive thinking.
Next appointment.
Good man, Johnny.
Oh, come on, baby.
Just over 200 miles north in the Pays de la Loire region of France sits the beautiful Chateau de Jalin. This is the home of British couple Michael and Jonathan. 5 years ago, they became bored with their lives and jobs as a buyer and a social housing manager in London.
Michael and I had got as far as we could with our careers. I could predict what every day was going to be like, and I thought, I don't want to be doing this for another 10 years.
I'd always said if I had to move anywhere to live abroad, it would either be New Zealand or France. New Zealand's too far, France on the doorstep.
We love the French people, we love the French way of life.
Bonjour.
I like croissants and red wine.
So they bought this place and converted it, with the help of investors, into 15 holiday apartments and a location for weddings and special events.
The investors are hugely important to us, as is the bank.
The key focus of the chateau is going to be for weddings because we need to pay all the bills that come with owning a place like this.
But after hosting just 3 weddings last year, their first year in business, it's make or break this summer.
Just to break even this year, we would need 13 weddings. If we don't break even this year, it would be a disaster.
Angel and I also host weddings, so she's invited Jonathan and Michael over to discuss ways of making their weddings more profitable.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a chateau. If I was going to draw one, that's what it looked like. Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
It's even got a coat of arms above the door.
It's a chateau and a half, isn't it?
Hello!
Hello, sorry. Good to meet you at last.
Angel.
And Michael.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan. Nice to meet you.
And you too. You
Welcome.
Well,
This is
look at
our
this.
chateau, our home.
Love it, love it.
Now, I know that you're doing weddings.
Yes.
OK. Now, I want to sit down with you and start looking through some of your figures. But one of the things was your floristry bill.
Yes.
OK. Now, me and Dick are tight, but I do get a lot of stuff from the garden. Do you want to go and pick some stuff?
to. Yeah.
Fab.
do it.
OK, follow me, follow me.
So I wouldn't see anything in here of potential for me at the moment, but yeah.
Well, I would here, I see lovely ivy.
Ivy, yeah.
Yeah. And
We normally chuck all that away. We had it growing up the chateau all over the place, and we see it as the enemy now. So every piece of ivy we see is off and straight into the bonfire.
but instead of putting it on the bonfire, you can be a bit creative with it. Ivy, you know something? You buy fake ivy by the metre. It's ridiculously expensive. Do you fancy having a go at getting some out?
Yeah,
Give you
no,
my
I've
brave
got
gloves.
no
There.
problem with that. Start up here and just get your fingers under the top of it, see, and then
Then
wiggle
pull
it down.
Yeah. Right, fabulous. So how much do you spend on flowers for a wedding?
We had one the other day for £3,500.
Wow, that's a lot. I'm just far too cheap.
In fairness, they're using proper bona fide flowers, and we're using weeds out of a meadow. So there is a difference, isn't there? No?
it looks like Angel might struggle convincing Jonathan of her money-saving tips.
I am so fine with you being a little bit sceptical at the moment because I feel like I want to... It's giving me a challenge to convince you.
The 17th century Chateau Bayeux has 30 rooms and its very own chapel. Husband and wife, Philip and Angelina Bailey-Smith, are renting it as a wedding and events venue. It's a test run before they decide whether or not to buy their own place.
Renting before we're buying was a brilliant idea. It just gave us the opportunity to experience without the heavy financial input if it didn't go well.
In just 8 weeks, they host their very first paid booking, a 50th wedding anniversary in the Chateau grounds here in the Pays de la Loire.
Oh my God, the sheer scale and size of it. A lot of things to do. I'm kind of running out of time.
Clearing the 6-acre grounds isn't their only problem. The chateau is surrounded by a moat, and after a recent storm, a tree has fallen into it.
The view as you come up the drive is blocked.
Phil's planning on taking out his trusty Cornish boat and chainsawing the tree into pieces.
I haven't used this boat since it was in St Ives Harbour, 2005. Might go in the water and completely sink, I have no idea. Must remember to put the bungs back in. He floats.
Phil's little boat's floating nicely. Unfortunately, his trailer's stuck in the mud.
Now it gets really worrisome, shall we say.
I might have to get Angelina to help me, but I'd rather she didn't see the mess I've made.
Luckily, he's also got a van to rescue the truck and trailer, if he can get it through the tiny gap.
And we are clear. It is worth it in the end, despite the fact it might not look it quite often. All right, we're moving. Success. And I don't have to tell Angelina that that wasn't as easy as I'm going to tell her it was.
Phil's learning that when running a chateau, it never rains, it pours.
Angelina, come get out of the rain in the chapel.
Coming.
Problem with here is if you think it's going to take a day, it'll take 3. There's always something that stops you here, be it time or now the weather. It certainly sometimes feels like someone's trying to give you a sign.
Have some faith, Phil, have some faith. Back at our place, Chateau de la Motte Husson, Angel's giving some advice to chateau owners Michael and Jonathan, who are facing a make-or-break year for their wedding business. Though they don't seem convinced when it comes to her flower tips.
In fairness, you're using weeds out of a meadow, so...
I don't think wildflowers for weddings totally work on their own. I mix it up. And I buy a selection of bought flowers and I mix it in with all of this stuff that they're selling in the forest. They're selling weeds in the florist.
Our flower bill for a typical wedding is about €300, way cheaper than Jonathan and Michael's 3,500.
I am so fine with you being a little bit sceptical at the moment because I feel like I want to... It's giving me a challenge to convince you. So you don't rule it out yet.
No,
Just
right.
stay with me, stay with me. I'm going to be my challenge
If we can sell these weeds for 2 or 3 thousand, a couple of thousands, they're well worth it.
This is out of lingerie. Welcome.
Cool.
I think we're going to start by just dressing some teapots with some flowers. Go for it. So how many weddings have you got in your books this year?
8 this year.
8.
That's brilliant. That's the same as us, by the way. And that was on purpose because that's a manageable number. And are you making a profit with that?
We're not making a profit at the moment. I think to break even, we need to be around the 10 to 12 mark. To make a good, healthy profit, we think we need to be about 18.
That's 18 weddings a year.
We're making money on every wedding.
Right.
But we need to do a lot more turnover.
They need to put on more weddings or make more money per wedding, preferably both.
Have you got all of your own tables and all of that kind of stuff?
We had the brides who come to us say things like, oh, one lot will want round tables, one lot will want rectangular tables, one lot will want a whole string.
This is what works for us.
Some get married in the woods, some get married in the garden, some get married in the chateau chapel. They all want to sleep in different places. They all want breakfast at different times.
From my perspective, you're offering too much.
Maybe we're wrong then, because we just keep thinking people want the choice.
They do. And everyone's going to want something different, but if you don't give them a choice, they'll be exactly the same happiness. I'm telling you.
If they offered a simpler package with less options, we're convinced they would spend less money and make more profit. And they could save thousands on the flower bill, if they've got the skills.
I feel like you're really enjoying this, Michael. Are you enjoying it, Jonathan? You having a nice time?
It's not my forte, I have to say.
Would you leave these?
I can sense that energy.
So, who's the best florist, Michael or Jonathan?
He is the most competitive person on the planet. And
right. You get the prize because... Wait a second, Jonathan. You get the prize because this is most similar to my style. It's a bit wide. I love the form of it. But you get the most creative award because...
I'm glad you were lost for words. I'm actually quite pleased with it. So I think...
Go on, take a picture of him.
That's sitting on a table on its own, away from all that clutter there. I think... Look at that. That's the teapot grown... and the colours. Look, I got the thing that... No,
It's so arty. You are so arty, Jonathan. It's great.
So, has my angel won them over with her charming flowery teapots?
It's a joy, actually, to look at that. Look at it. Look at that. Just look at that.
It's got personality, hasn't it?
Would you do it again? Would we do this in the chateau?
Yeah. I actually quite like that.
I think we've done really well. These were good money-saving tips, but in order to really increase their revenue, they have to get more bookings.
Well, should we go and have a drink and a bit of lunch?
No, now you're talking.
Now you're talking my language.
Let's hope they do.
Celebrate. Well done.
Just 30 minutes from us at Chateau Bale, the sun is out and rookie chateau managers Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith are finishing off clearing up debris from the winter storms. For obvious safety reasons, ideally you'd hire professionals for this.
Sometimes you start a job, you end up doing it for days on end, which is quite sort of daunting and demotivating, but once you've gone through it, it's beautiful. I got it.
It's been 4 days of back-breaking work, but they're not out of the woods yet.
Ready?
To dispose of the timber, they're going to need something much bigger than what they've got to hand.
Need a decent-sized trailer, but it's quite expensive, €3,500. Not spending €3,500 just to move some stuff. I'm just going to destroy a caravan instead.
After picking up a caravan for free, Phil's going to have a crack at reverse engineering.
What I require is the chassis. Easy way of doing this. Plywood side, let's hit it off the wood base. Then we can lift it off, OK?
Yeah, a little bit worried, but I'm sure it'll be all fine. You didn't get your hat.
I don't need a hat. Nothing to damage.
I agree.
Oi. This is for every single time I've been delayed in traffic. There you go, see? See it's coming off that way?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I certainly do. That was quick.
Although lifting it off may take a little longer.
Yeah, it's quite heavy. I've got a better idea.
What?
Where's the rope?
In engineering terms, Phil is going to apply Newton's third law of motion, using force, tension, and friction. In layman's terms...
I'm going to rip it off with a car. All right, I'll just open the window.
Oh.
Air conditioning is standard.
It's very forceful.
Almost all chateau jobs require the key skill of being resourceful. Phil's becoming a master.
You don't have to be rich to have a place like this, but you have to think of ways to do it quicker with a tool that doesn't cost you a vast amount of money, and that's how you'll get by in a place like this. We're on.
I'm quite excited.
Right, stand back. All right. See what happens. Ready?
Yes, go. Keep going. Rope snapped.
If we try to lift the front now...
We? I don't think so. Would you like a sledgehammer again?
No. I'd like to be stronger.
It hasn't gone according to plan. Yay! Well done! Oh, it looks awesome. Well, that was simple. Look at that.
If you peel away all of the mess, what you get to, this is the steel chassis of the caravan. I might celebrate getting this far, €3,500 for a trailer, or an afternoon's work destroying something to help us do another job quicker.
I admire Phil's optimism, but there's still a long way to go before we can call this thing a trailer. In the southwest of France, artist Johnny and partner Ashley are back on the hunt for their dream chateau. The last place they saw didn't have the outbuilding space that Johnny needed for his workshop, so it's on to the next one.
Well, the sat-nav's telling me it's just up here, babe. Oh, wait.
Oh, I think that's it.
That's it, right?
I think it is. Oh, wow.
First impressions?
It's huge.
Overgrown.
Wow.
Wow.
This is Chateau de l'Omenie.
Oh, how nice is this? Look.
It's on the market for just under £530,000, £210,000 over their budget.
Here we are, baby.
And it's only got 4 bedrooms.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame. I'm Hervé Guillot, Agence Mercure. Ashley?
Je suis Ashley.
How are you?
But it does come with more than 12 acres of land and several large outbuildings.
I think it's awesome. I really love it. I mean, it's different to what we've looked at before.
Yeah.
And like the last place they saw, it's also got a brand new roof.
Shall we look at the castle first?
Castle.
Okay.
Okay. Come. Voilà, ici.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Look at this.
Mosaic floor.
Ah, beautiful. Wow, stunning.
Bibliothèque.
Oh, the library, oui.
Oui.
This is what I love, this kind of detail. And these are staying?
Oui.
Oui?
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Beautiful.
They're barely through the door when Johnny's eagle eyes spot something wrong with the living room parquet floor.
So this is crazy, baby. I mean, it's just been shot to pieces. And all this is hardwood. And I can see one of the buggers here, look.
Oh, is it? Oh.
There he is.
These are the dreaded termites I warned him about that live in the south. They feed on cellulose, and one of their favourite places to find it is in the dead wood used to build houses or make furniture.
Apparently, there's almost, you can draw a line through France where north of this line, i.e. where Dick and Angel live, they have woodworm. The further south you go, apparently, we get termites here, and it's a big, big problem.
This entire hardwood floor would need to be ripped out and replaced.
Although this is a pain in the butt, all these places we know, they all need work. They all do. There's no getting away from it, you know, for the budget we've got.
But downstairs in the basement, there's even more termite damage.
Oh, Dick will have a field day with this. Look at that. Crumbling.
Could this end Johnny and Ashley's dream?
Damn, look at it.
At Chateau Baliol in northern France, Phil Bailey-Smith's grinding ahead with his homemade trailer.
Just want to go and buy everything you need rather than making it. But a similar sized trailer to go and buy is €3,500.
All Phil needs to do is to put a base and some sides on it, and he'll be able to clear the storm-damaged tree from the grounds. But there's a problem.
I want to eliminate flex the front before we put the frame on the top. If it's not straight, it'll never tow correctly.
Like a true engineer, Phil is planning his project with a blueprint, using a felt tip pen and a paper napkin. I'm so proud.
Because I don't like planning too much. On the right is current. On the left is some strengthening bits I have to put in, and the finished product.
With their first ever paid booking just weeks away, Angelina's job is to get the feel of the chateau just right.
Guest Dan and Chris will be staying here. However, when you come in to stay in a chateau, you don't expect to sleep on a great big pallet bed made completely out of pallets. So I got a bed to replace it. It's curved, it's split at the front, lots of detail. It's a lot more French chateau-y look to it.
Angelina's got her work cut out. Decades ago, the chateau was converted into a hotel, and the owners didn't quite share her passion for authenticity.
Chateaus, over the years, they've all been done to somebody else's needs. So you do need to put in the work into it to make it pretty. Perfect. That was easy.
While Angelina creates the chateau room of her dreams, outside Phil's having a nightmare, trying to fix the supporting struts to the trailer.
It's not getting enough well done there.
His electric welder just isn't powerful enough to bond it to the chassis.
Time for plan B. Drill holes and bolt it together. Which actually probably should have been the plan and should have been plan A.
I'd hurry up if I were you, fella. Angelina's nearly finished. And the wood pile's getting bigger.
I'm on my last one, but the screw has been de-threaded, so I've got nothing to catch him with. And I need Phil doing his magic.
Unfortunately, Phil's got his own problems.
Drill bit snaps. When things aren't going your way, you sometimes wonder if it's going to be worth it.
But she's doing a sterling job on her own.
Put the rubber over the screw. Hopefully that will provide a grip. Ah, yes! Finally! I'm so pleased. Hey, Han.
How are you getting on?
Good. How's it going?
It's not going according to the original napkin plan.
I have confidence in you.
There are many hours of my life spent in this, and lots where I wish I'd just bought a trailer.
At Chateau de Gelaine, it's a big day for owners Jonathan and Michael.
Where are they? I think they just put it up. Superb.
Today, they're expecting an American couple who are looking for the perfect location for their wedding. If they can persuade them to book the chateau, it'll be a massive step towards making their business profitable.
The American market for destination weddings has to be one of the biggest in the world. Most Americans love France and love chateau, love history and things like that, so it's quite nerve-wracking to have them walking through the front door.
So beautiful. This is amazing. Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Hi, good to meet you,
Hello,
Michael.
good to meet you, Michael.
Lovely. Good journey?
Oh, wonderful journey, absolutely.
You brought the weather with you, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, the weather, this place is amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, this place is gorgeous.
Because the chateau's south-facing, if the sun's out, it's here all day, so your guests can be outside on the terrace and pretty much get the sun all the time throughout your event. Let's go in.
All right.
After you.
Okay, thank you.
The couple are considering renting the entire chateau for a week.
Let me say that a week's rental here is going to cost about 30,000 euros.
That's about £25,000. This could be a lifesaver for Jonathan and Michael's struggling business, so they're doing all they can to impress these Americans.
This is the main entrance hall which we would use if it was inclement outside, and you could have your, what the French call a vin d'honneur in here, which is really nice place to have it. And your guests will get this image right from the front door, right the way through to the pool when the pool covers off, and the trees in the background will be full of green. You'll just get this great big blanket of green at the back there. We've got circulating air. We can change the air in here 8 times an hour, so nobody's falling asleep during your speeches. And this is the chapel.
Oh, wow. This is so cool. Love it, stunning.
So dancing in here is great because
Yes, yes.
there's nobody above you.
Yes.
To be disturbed by the noise if it goes on to the early hours.
It will.
It's a little bit like being an estate agent. You show people round, but they never like to insult you about your house. There must be many house owners out there who think, oh, yes, they loved it, loved it. They said they thought the kitchen was wonderful, and they thought, oh, they loved the light in here. And then as soon as they get out, they say, well, I wouldn't buy that dump if you paid me. And so you can never believe what people say when they come round.
Fortunately, Jonathan has a secret weapon.
We are very lucky to have Janet, who's our wedding planner, and she's now working her magic. She's got 12 years' experience of this sort of thing. This will be, if we get it, the 32nd wedding that she will have done. So she knows her stuff, and we're very fortunate. So come on, Janet, do it. Do it for me, do it for us, do it for the chateau.
Shall we go back in and have a look at the dining room?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I just hope that the answer's a big yes, and it will all help us to stay here and not pack our bags and go back to the UK and start working 9 to 5 again.
About 100 miles north, Chateau Rookie Phil is finally completing his budget trailer at Chateau Bale.
Essentially, I had to change plans halfway through. I wanted sheet metal, couldn't get it in time. So, as always, time takes precedent over perfection.
And time is running out. As well as having to clear the grounds before the summer season starts, there's still an estate agency business to run in London.
Angelina is travelling back from the UK at the moment, because our lives are between the two places still. I actually told her on the phone last night that it's already finished. I lied. My friends say, oh, you live in the chateau life. But the reality is Angelina's going to have done 12 hours on the ferry, 2.5-hour drive from the ferry to here, and the second she gets here, I'm going to make her clear up with me.
Hello. Look at that.
You okay?
Welcome home. Ah, it looks great. I love it.
Hang on. Just jump in and break it, why don't you?
Way too excited.
No.
The trailer may have passed the jumping up and down test, but can it survive a fully laden trip to the skip?
Don't be Speedy Gonzales
I'm
in
not.
case it falls out.
This is our driveway, it's fine.
Luckily, the skip isn't far away, in case it does fall apart.
If it falls apart on the way to the skip, I'm just dragging it to the skip and leaving it there.
It looks sturdy, to be fair. I think you did a really, really good job. Oh, that was shaking.
I'm impressed. This once beaten-up caravan has saved them over £2,500. Although Phil's now twigged how he could have been even more efficient.
Now that's what I needed to make.
I don't know. He makes one trailer and he's already thinking about branching out. Back in the south of France, Johnny and Ashley have been viewing a chateau to buy, and they discovered it's got termites.
It is what it is. And that's the beauty of these places. You never, ever know what you're going to find, good or bad.
It's not the best news, but they still have the rest of the chateau to see, and there's some things to be happy about.
It looks like this has been rewired at some point, which is a thumbs up for Johnny. Yeah. So I think that'll make Dick happy. Yeah, I'll get a pat on the back from him, I think. I might have to send him an email. Say we had a new roof, we got electricity done.
He's got every right to be smug, because outside, there's even more reason to be happy.
That's what we got here, then.
The local of the heating here.
Heating?
The whole gas central heating system is brand new.
Just look at this brasswork here. Look how lovely that is. I've no idea what it does. But it's screaming new and it's screaming expensive, right?
That's about £50,000 worth of kit. Plus, it's got a solar hot water system that could save them hundreds of pounds a year.
This is incredible, babe. This really is.
It's a huge bonus. But what gets Johnny really excited is outbuildings. What are they like?
Oh, babe, wait till you see this room. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Fabulous.
Oh, babe, this is what we want, right?
I love this room.
Oh, babe, this is huge.
1,000 square meters of outbuilding. And best of all, it's already been partially renovated, including double glazed windows which can cost up to £2,000 a piece in France.
I like this more than the actual castle.
This is mind-blowing.
This is amazing.
As an artist, you can never have enough space. You know, at the moment, I'm restricted to the scope of art I can do, the volume of art, and also the size of art that I can do. So this, I mean, this is just a dream for an artist. Wow.
That's amazing.
That's crazy, right, babe?
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say Johnny and Ashley have fallen head over heels for this place.
The thing is, though, it's...
I know. It's crazy because it is way out of our budget, right?
It is way over our budget. I mean, what if we offer $450?
Yeah.
But we can't go higher.
No.
I mean...
Okay.
We shouldn't.
We're putting an offer in for 450, and we'll see how we go from there. They can only say no, right?
It's true.
€450,000 is almost £410,000. This offer is £90,000 over their budget and £120,000 short of the asking price.
I called the owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you try for us, s'il vous plaît? Oh, merci beaucoup. Merci.
On va essayer.
And tell him that we are wonderful people.
Difficile. The price is very difficile.
Yeah.
All they can do now is wait while estate agent Hervé submits their bid to the owner.
Ils font une offre un peu basse pour ce que vous souhaitez, je le sais.
We maybe shouldn't have looked at a place that was way out of our price range.
Yeah, we was asking for trouble.
But you never know. You never know.
C'est des gens très sympathiques, oui.
Oh, it's a long conversation. Is that a good thing?
Probably not.
Bon, Ashley.
Yes.
Very difficult. But the owner will consider your offer.
Okay.
Please call me for 3-4 days.
Okay.
Okay.
Oui, oui.
Okay.
Difficile.
Thank you, though. Thank you.
Okay.
Voilà, Ashley. Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
The offer is way below the asking price. Will it be accepted?
Johnny.
Or will they be laughed out of town? Let's wait and see.
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
We'll wait. Fingers crossed.
Come on. Come on, boo-boo. Let's go for a walk.
Back at Chateau de Gelaine, it's crunch time. American couple Steph and Dave are coming to the end of their tour with wedding planner Janet.
Up there, we want to have the cocktail now. Whether we can eat up there or not is a question.
Well, we can have a look when we go back.
They're on the cusp of deciding whether to hold a wedding and 7-day celebration here.
The wedding market in France at the moment is very, very competitive. There are lots of chateaux and private houses in the Loire Valley and the rest of France who offer similar services.
Well, you know, yeah, be positive, be positive. They will love it, they'll have it, they'll take it. We will have a week-long wedding. It'll be a very special day, you know. British organisation is renowned the world over, and we're going to do them justice.
The booking worth £25,000 would be a life-saving boost to Jonathan and Michael's struggling business. Everything rests on this couple. Will they? Won't they?
Oh, this is definitely the place that we want to have our wedding.
Absolutely.
With everything that's here, the swimming pool, the grounds, places for kids to play, places for adults to play. It's definitely the right place.
It's been great. It'll be really, really cool.
So the next time we'll be here, it will be for our wedding.
Yeah.
They just said yes, they're going to take it.
Really?
Full chateau rental for a week.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God! That's brilliant.
Yes!
Well, it's what we need, isn't it? It's just the best end to what's been weeks of pressure to pull this off. I cannot express to you how the pressure, the pressure, it just builds and builds and builds. It's sleepless nights, but I mean, inside we're shrieking.
Time to celebrate. But Michael and Jonathan will be put to the test organising everything over the coming days and weeks.
This is the first full chateau rental we've had, not just this year, it's the first one we've ever had. So to have 45 people is going to test us.
Now's the time for the real work to start. Everything that we've promised, we've now got to deliver.
At Chateau Bayle, for Phil and Angelina, the work is never done. The grounds have been cleared, but now they have another project.
This is the first time I see you in waders. You look fabulous.
There's something wrong with you.
They have the chance to secure a second booking, a wedding, but there's one condition.
They want to have a particularly large marquee, and they want it over there on this completely wasted piece of land.
The problem is, there's a moat in the way.
We need to build a bridge to it so people can go across. Phil has never built a bridge before. It's sort of trial and error, and we can't do the error part on it. So hopefully Dick will help him out with the engineering side of things.
Our place, Chateau de la Motte Husson, is about 30 minutes away from Phil and Angelina, and I've agreed to help them out. I built my first bridge back in the 70s, and I'm figuring they haven't changed much since then.
Philip sent me some pictures. The first thing that strikes me is that's quite a long way for a bridge, a decent span. It's a good challenge.
But I'm going to need some figures.
Oh, almost.
Halfway across.
Get in.
And Angelina's kindly volunteered Phil to get them for me.
Wait.
I hope he sinks in quite deep. And then I'll have to come and rescue you in a boat.
Even though the moat seems to be just up to his knees, there are 3 centuries of mud in there to consider.
It's 1.5 meters of silt.
Yes. This is like profile picture.
The width of the moat is crucial to narrow down the type of bridge we can build.
That's the edge of the bank?
Yeah.
It's 8 meters.
I also need to know the amount of traffic the bridge will be taking.
I reckon we've got to build a bridge designed to take 10 people at a wedding or a lawnmower.
When I said traffic, I didn't actually mean a 300-kilo ride-on lawnmower. As this is going to be a lot bigger than the average DIY job, I'd like to have a chat with Phil before I head over there.
There you go. How are we doing, Philip?
All right.
Yeah. So you haven't got enough to do, so you've decided to build a bridge?
Yeah.
You know, I've got so much spare time. Bridge is a great idea.
I feel your pain completely, mate. Look, the simple basic plan was
2 long beams straight across, planking across to walk across.
OK, first things first. So there's a bridge coming towards you now, yeah?
Yeah.
And if people are actually all leaning on one side,
yes.
That twist in the bridge, that's going to be an issue. The other thing is, if you all march in step, you go bum, bum, left, right, you get simple harmonic motion.
I don't know if you've seen some of the big bridges where the wind has caused it to rock. Yeah,
and it rocks itself to pieces.
Yeah.
Very impressive, but very dodgy. Are you sure you want a bridge?
With that amount of weight, I think it's better if we just make 2 smaller bridges resting on an island in the middle.
Have you ever heard of a clapper bridge?
No.
Clappers from an old Saxon for stepping stones. Put something in the middle. Give yourself an island. 1/2 meets in the middle, other half meets in the middle. That means you've got a 4-meter expanse.
And actually, it helps me. I've got all the granite from the dry stone walls.
No extra cost. It makes your life easier. I'd go to one of the big DIY shop for getting the necessary netting. This isn't chicken wire, this is the big netting. That would just hold the stones and sink straight in. I've got to tell you, I'm a bit jealous. Let me know when you're ready and I'll come and play.
Cheers.
Catch you later, matey.
Brilliant. It was just him going across there to cut the grass, easy. When it comes down to guests and lots of people, got to over-engineer it so that foundation in the middle is safer. I'm looking forward to going and seeing him.
In the meantime, Phil and Angelina need to search the chateau grounds for as much free stuff as they can find.
That's good, isn't it? There's lots of it. That's for like fences.
Yeah. I want it to be. I want it to be solid on its own,
solid,
right?
Yeah. Oh!
What?
This, look. Look, what's this?
It's an old wheelbarrow.
It's such an awesome piece. I think we should resurrect that.
I'm building a bridge, and now you want me to rebuild a wheelbarrow.
At some point, that'll be lovely. Thank you.
It looks like they'll have to cough up the cash for the cage, but there is free granite. Problem is, it's 200 meters away from the moat.
Underneath all this bramble. Oh my God, there's so much of it. How much will we need? Like, how big will the box be?
About 5 tons.
I figured.
This isn't as simple as I thought. It's just I don't have any idea how I can get it to the other side.
If it's any help, I know where there's an old wheelbarrow. Next time, I give Phil lessons in bridge building.
It's not quite a bridge yet. It's a bit wobbly and it's a bit bouncy. You're looking a bit concerned, Phil.
Jonathan and Michael's frustrations rise when entertaining friends at their place.
Rachel wants to have a bit of breakfast.
You can't keep everybody else waiting.
And Johnny and Ashley discover some of the quirks of looking for your dream chateau.
Does he stay with the house